In the headlines, National Security Advisor warns saboteurs as INEC releases election guidelines. IGP charges operatives to adopt native intelligence technology to fight crime. President Buhari departs Abuja for ECOWAS Extraordinary Summit in Ghana. And on the foreign scene, driver killed, several injured in high-speed train crash in China. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Now the news in full. The Independent National Electoral Commission on Friday released the regulations and guidelines for the conduct of the 2023 general elections. INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu, at a meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security in Abuja, said the Constitution, Electoral Act 2022 and the Commission's regulations and guidelines will now constitute the legal framework for the 2023 poll. During the meeting, the National Security Advisor, Babagana Mungono, represented by Sanusi Galadima, vowed to crush perpetrators of violence and forestall any act that would undermine the 2023 polls. According to him, the coming into force of the Electoral Act 2022 had made it necessary to review the Commission's regulations and guidelines that govern the conduct of elections.
Of the Electoral Act 2022, it has become necessary to review the Commission's regulations and guidelines to govern the conduct of elections. Going forward, the Commission will focus attention on election administration, logistics, inclusivity measures, and above all, security.
In fact, the two ops order we received encompasses everything that could pose a security threat in the state election. The ops order, if the IG, the intelligence community will religiously adhere to that ops order, we are very, very optimistic that the election will be conducted smoothly without any rancor.
In politics, the People's Democratic Party is set to hold fresh primaries in Lagos, Imo, Benue, and Katsina. In a statement issued on Saturday, the party's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunaba, said the decision was reached after careful consideration of the electoral and appeal panel's reports on the congresses held in those states. He said on Sunday, June 5th, 2022, the rerun primaries for Ahiazu State Constituency and Osu State Constituency in Imo State will be held. Ologunaba added that on Sunday, June 5th, the elections from Musawa, Zango, and Ndume state constituencies in Katsina State, Oru East, Osu, Orlu Federal Constituency in Imo State, and Kwande, Ushongo Federal Constituencies in Benue State will take place. He added that the primaries for the Lagos State House of Representatives, 24 federal constituencies, will take place on Monday, June 6th. The All Progressives Congress Presidential Aspirant Screening Committee has disqualified 10 of the 23 aspirants contesting to become the party's flag bearer in the 2023 elections. Chairman of the committee, John Oyegun, who is also a former national chairman of the party, said all aspirants met basic constitutional qualifications for the position. Kende Amodu reports.
The Presidential Aspirants Screening Committee of the APC had a tough task trying to narrow down those that would contest further at the presidential primaries on Monday. It's a make or break situation, and the APC's fortunes in the 2023 elections ride largely on this. So if all the aspirants met the basic qualifications, what other considerations were employed to arrive at this monumental decision?
It is on that basis. Who are you? What have you achieved? What is your understanding of your nation, and what do you think you can contribute to move the nation forward? It was on the basis of that we made our final shortlist. But we have a shortlist. We brought the number severely down to 13.
And the numbers could have gone down lower. The APC national chairman has promised that the right thing will be done.
One thing which I find worthy of very special mention is the fact that the Nigerian youth have responded. They have, among them, people who braved the spirit of competition and offered themselves to be considered for this very, very important cause.
This is indeed devastating news for some, and a lot of observers will be watching the political space to see how this drama ends. Kehinde Amodu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Some members of the All Progressives Congress under the aegis of Gaskiya Youth Movement are asking the Federal High Court in Abuja to disqualify the former Lagos State Governor and presidential aspirant Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the party's presidential primary scheduled for Monday 6th and 7th. The members who made the request in a suit filed before the court listed APC and Tinubu as first and second defendants, while the Independent National Electoral Commission is listed as the third defendant. Part of their prayers include asking the court to determine whether Tinubu can participate in the APC primaries or that of any other political party, given his questionable educational background and date of birth. They are also seeking a declaration that, given the questionable educational background and date of birth, among other questionable issues, the APC cannot allow and or permit his participation in the primary election of the office of the president. The group also wants the court to declare that Tinubu cannot participate by presenting himself in any primary elections with any political party in Nigeria to be nominated as a presidential aspirant for the 2023 general elections. Still in politics, supporters have converged at the National Secretariat of the All Progressives Congress to promote their candidates ahead of the APC presidential primaries. In this report, Trust TV's Sagir Ibrahim examines the mood at the APC Secretariat ahead of the party's special convention scheduled to hold on Monday, the 6th of June. The report.
APC counts down to its presidential primaries. Supporters have approached its national secretariat to drum support for their candidates.
And we know very soon we are going to celebrate with him in 2023.
The supporters, mostly persons with disabilities, also thank the party for giving opportunities to persons with disabilities to participate actively in politics.
Edible is the only aspirant that considers person with disability. He created directory for persons with disability. Recently, he just concluded House of Assembly election. He gave one of us, person with disability, automatic ticket to the House of Assembly. And is the person that start implementing United Nations Convention of Rights of Persons with Disability in line with the 2025 development goals.
Similarly, some supporters of former President Goodluck Jonathan stormed the secretariat to call on its leadership to adopt him as their consensus candidate.
We are calling on President Muhammadu Buhari to continue to urge all party stakeholders for him to be given the preference of a consensus candidate in the party. We look at all the aspirants that have bought forms and have been screened under APC. He's the most qualified. He has been president. He has done it before. So there's no doubt that he cannot do it better.
I'm here to speak with one voice on behalf of the women that we want APC to bring Goodluck Jonathan come 2023. The women are ready to vote for him because we look at him to be a, trusted and tested candidate who is credible enough to come and take Nigeria to another level.
They explained that the former president, who is the most experienced candidate, has learned from past mistakes and will do better once elected as president. Sagir Ibrahim reporting for Trust TV.
The governorship candidate of the opposition All Progressives Congress in Bauchi State for the 2023 general elections, Sadiq Baba Abubakar, says the fight against insecurity in Nigeria should carry a collaborative and multifaceted approach in order to bring it to an end. Abubakar started this while interacting with journalists on issues bordering on the state and the country as a whole. Adamu Imam completes the report.
The governorship candidate commended the federal government for making funds available to procure required equipment in fighting insecurity in the country, stressing that collaboration and engagement are key to achieve success.
Very broad perspective. The dimensions of security are so many, but generally we tend to focus on the physical dimensions of security. You have the economic dimension of security, even the political dimension, for people to come and express their interests and to ensure that that interest is reflected in what turned out to be the result is an issue that could generate insecurity. So that is the political dimension of security. You have the economic dimension, you have the social dimension, schools that I talked about, hospitals. These are all different dimensions, but generally people tend to focus more on the physical dimension of security, which is not the main thing. So anyway, like I said,
he assured that if elected, his administration will adopt a multifaceted approach in securing lives and properties in order to maintain peace across the state.
Broader perspective, if you begin to address the political, economic, and social dimensions of security, especially at the state level, the federal government is doing a lot in terms of equipping that the physical dimension of equipping the armed forces, providing and all that is required to address insecurity. But like I said, it's not the main issue. All I will emphasize is in our understanding of security, let's try to look at it from a wider perspective. It will help and it will make us understand what needs to be done.
Abubakar, who said the focus is now on how to defeat the PDP come 2023, noted that the APC is ready to wrestle power from the ruling party and turn around the fortune of the state.
The Inspector General of Police, Usman Al-Kalibaba, called on operatives of the force to embrace the use of native intelligence, information and communication technology-driven approaches to combat the trend of crime and criminality that seems to defy traditional patterns of policing. IGP Usman equally emphasized the importance of strategically deploying technological assets such as unmanned aerial vehicles, upgraded road-to-base operational vehicles, installed high-width high-tech communication and reporting features, and technical intelligence apparatus. The IGP made the call in a statement following the arrest of 2 suspects in connection with armed robbery, kidnapping, illegal possession of prohibited firearms, and criminal conspiracy in Taraba State. According to the statement signed by the Force Public Relations Officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, the suspects are Abdurrahman Ba'u, aged 35 years, and Ahmadu Umaru, aged 50 years, both from Gasso local government area of Taraba State. The duo were arrested in possession of 1 locally made revolver gun, military camouflage uniforms, 3 rounds of live ammunition, 3 operational swords, and hard drugs suspected to be tramadol and rafinol. You're watching Trust News Updates, coming up after the break. Reactions trail Katsina's first flyover. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're still watching Trust News Update. Let's take a look at our top stories. You heard that National Security Advisor warns saboteurs as INEC releases election guidelines. You also heard that IGP charges operatives to adopt native intelligence technology to fight crime. To more news, Kaduna State Government in partnership with Zipline has launched drones for instant delivery of blood, vaccines and other medicine supplies to health facilities across the state. This, the government said, is part of efforts towards actualization of the Universal Health Transformation Project. The report.
Kaduna State is the first state that launched the use of drones for instant delivery of medicines, blood and vaccines to hospitals mostly located at the rural communities. The center also houses a warehouse and inventory management. The fixed-wing drones are designed to move deliveries to long distances, adding that it will only take 45 minutes to deliver medical products to a distance of 85 kilometers. In his address, Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai says the center championing the delivery will complement the effort of the state government in ensuring that access to healthcare service is simplified. Governor El-Rufai added that Zipline instant delivery drones will eliminate the transportation challenge of moving medical supplies to hard-to-reach areas.
This partnership with Zipline enhances our ability to distribute medical commodities more efficiently to our health facilities throughout the 46,000 square kilometers of this state, including the remotest and otherwise inaccessible rural clinics, health centers, and hospitals. Indeed, even private hospitals, pharmacies, and patent medicine stores can benefit from our bulk purchase of commodities direct from manufacturers and the timely and efficient delivery by Zipline.
Earlier, the General Manager, Zipline Nigeria, Catherine Odias, says the center has the capacity to deliver to over 500 health facilities in the state.
Today's event is part of our final steps in going commercial, and by that begin delivery of medical commodities to over 500 health facilities within this distribution center. Once this first center is fully up and running, we will commence work on 2 additional centers in Kaduna State, with the government, of course.
While Rwanda and Ghana are the leading countries in the use of drones delivery, Kaduna State is the first state in Nigeria to launch the service.
Katsina State Governor Aminu Bello Masari on Tuesday flagged off the first flyover interchange road network in Katsina State, estimated to have cost 4.3 billion naira. At the flag-off event, Masari declared that Katsina has now joined the League of States with embedded flyovers in their capitals. Jamil Mabai has more details.
The flag-off is part of the government's plan to improve urban infrastructure in Katsina State. The governor, Aminu Masari, said the contractor has been paid 50% of the cost of project, adding that it would be delivered within 12 months. He explained that the project, the third of its kind in the state, would reduce traffic congestion in the government-reserved area of Katsina Metropoli.
I believe that whichever government comes in must concentrate on the development of our inner cities to reduce this heavy congestion. What we are witnessing today is part of our moderate effort in terms of actualizing what we have promised to the people of Katsina State.
Months ago, the state government embarked on 2 other interchange flyovers and underpass in Kofar Kwaya and Kofar Kaura. With few months to general elections, and by implication, the end of the present administration, there are concerns in some quarters over the completion of these projects. While many celebrate the coming of these flyovers, small businesses, shops, and residents are negatively impacted as they are forced to relocate to other places. Ma'aruf bin Dawa and his father have been carrying business for over 20 years. Even though they are happy, they have no option but to leave. To be frank, we are not happy, but since it's a government project, as the masses, we have no option. We have to obey the government. Most of us run our businesses on credit. We don't even know where to go.
Behind me is another 4 billion project of construction of flyover and underpass by the Katsina state government. If you could recall, a few months ago, the state government has embarked on the construction of 2 flyovers in Kofar Kaura and Kofar Kwaya areas. And this is the 3rd phase of flyovers we're seeing in Katsina. And according to contractors, the duration of the project, it's going to be 12 months. The demolition process has started, and a lot of people are concerned majorly when it comes to traffic, because this area is one of the centers that links the major roads in Katsina state. And if you can look around, you can see majority of businesses are going to be affected by this project. But as far as the government is concerned, this is another achievement, another success.
One thing is clear. Urban infrastructure will lead to better intrastate transport system, but it comes with economic consequences, one of which small business owners like Ma'aruf and the hundreds of businesses will be affected. Jamil Mabai, Trust TV News, Katsina.
Still in Katsina, the state government is focused on reducing poverty, especially among people with special needs, women and children, as well as other vulnerable groups. This is why it has met with heads of social protection policy implementation agencies, MDAs, and partners. Abdullahi Ahmadi reports.
The aim of this gathering is to come up with well-coordinated strategies through which poverty will be reduced to the barest minimum among the over 9 million people of Katsina State. It means the coordination and implementation of social protection policy programs must be reviewed to ensure that they have optimally achieved the objective for which they were initiated. UNICEF Field Officer Ramatu Aliu is confident that the collaboration between the UN body and the Katsina State government is being felt by the citizens of the state.
We have an implementation framework, we have a meal plan, but it has not been approved by the state government. But as MDAs and technical supporters, UNICEF, we're still hoping and working with the state to make sure that we don't lose the momentum of getting this policy approved by the state.
The key to success is the resilience of participants, which is essential to the poverty reduction policy.
It's basically we reviewed the terms of reference for the technical working group. We looked at the previous terms of reference for the TWG that were given during the development of the social protection policy. And now that the social protection policy is already in place, so we reviewed the terms of references to suit the implementation of the policy as well.
If the social protection policy document is approved by the Katsina State Executive Council, it will serve as a roadmap towards actualizing the poverty reduction program.
We discuss how to organize all social protection activities just to come in a single umbrella. We want to coordinate the activities of social protection instead of going on plan. But now we try to address the activities so that it will be 100% coordinated.
Experts say a significant number of people in Katsina State, especially those with special needs, women and children, live below the poverty line.
So the state has made tremendous effort to see how they can reduce this issue through the provision of social protection programs across the state. And what we're trying to do now is to bring all key social protection programs partners together as stakeholders to begin to review how they're doing and progressing and what needs to be done in order for them to function at maximum capacity.
Recommendations sent to Governor Aminu Bello Masari include the removal of the economic barrier preventing the poor and vulnerable from education and health. They also include the inclusion of people with special needs in governance, social and economic sectors to help bridge the existing gap between the rich and the poor in Katsina State. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
President Muhammadu Buhari will on Saturday attend an extraordinary summit of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of States and Government on the political situation in Mali and other parts of the sub-region, which will hold in Accra, Ghana. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, disclosed this in a statement. According to him, President Buhari will be accompanied by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, National Security Advisor, Babagana Munguno, and Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Ambassador Ahmed Abubakar. The president is expected back in the country on the same day at the end of the summit. And away from Nigeria, a high-speed rail driver was killed and several passengers injured after a train derailed in southwest China's Guizhou province on Saturday, state media reports. The train, which was en route to Guangdong province, derailed after running into debris that had fallen into the tracks near a tunnel. Video footage published by multiple Chinese outlets showed severe damage to the driver's car, which was pulverized by the impact, while the rest of the train remained largely intact. A rail conductor and 7 passengers were injured and sent to hospital, CCTV showed, adding that their lives were not in danger. The footage in Chinese media showed confused passengers and children screaming in one of the train cars after the crash, with food and belongings strewn across the floor of the otherwise undamaged car. And finally, in sports, head coach Jose Peseiro has called up forwards Victor Osimhen and Samuel Chukwueze, Captain Ahmed Musa, Deputy Captain William Ekong, and 23 other players to the camp of the Super Eagles. This is ahead of this month's 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying matches against Sierra Leone, Sao Tome and Principe. Nigeria will host Sierra Leone at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in one of the Day 1 matches in the campaign on Thursday. The Super Eagles will then fly out of the country to Marrakesh, Morocco, to play away to Sao Tome and Principe on June 13. A statement by Ademola Olajire, Director of Communications of the Nigerian Football Federation on Saturday, said Coach Peseiro also invited goalkeepers Francis Uzoho and Adewale Adeyinka, defenders Olaoluwa Aina, Calvin Bassi, Sani Faisal, Olua Shemilogo Ajayi, and Chidozie Awaziem. And with this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.